Language Analysis Case Study by Alexa Godinsky and Bridget Matthews. Our student is a male 4th grade student in a general education class that consists primarily of English language learners. Our student is an entering English language learner, and his first language is Spanish. He has been in the United States for a year and a half, and prior to attending his current school, he attended another school on Staten Island. He gets services from the ESL teacher by 2 methods: push-in and small group/individual pull-out. Is this school different from your school in Mexico? Yeah? Yeah? What's different? Do you like it here? Yeah? What do you like about it? Do you like your teachers? Your classes? Like your teacher? Which teacher? Which teacher? All of them? Okay. What would help you feel more comfortable here or have more fun?
More fun.
More fun? You want to have more fun? How do you want to have more fun? What could the teachers do to make you have more fun? Can you think of anything? What?
Mary.
Okay. Do you have friends that speak Spanish in your class?
2.
2? Do any of your teachers speak Spanish? No? Just pass Aurelia a little bit. She tries, right? Do you speak Spanish here sometimes? Okay, when you are outside of school, what do you like to do in your free time? Play with friends? Play video games?
Play with friends.
You play with your friends at home? Do you like any sports? What sport?
Soccer.
Soccer? Me too. Do you play soccer? I play soccer too. When you went to school in Mexico, what was your favorite subject?
Gym.
Gym? What was your least favorite subject? You can be honest. Which one did you not like at all? Nothing? You liked all of them? Oh, wow. Were any subjects hard for you? Like difficult? Like math? Why did your family move here? You don't know? No? Okay. How did you feel when you moved here? Were you happy? Were you sad? Were you scared?
Scared.
You were scared? Why were you scared?
For the school.
You were scared of moving to your school? Listening to this student speak, we can hear how low his voice is. This student lacks confidence and does not speak with volume. This is because he is very unsure of himself and is not at all fluent in the English language. This student often code switches while he is speaking, as he can be heard answering C to one of the questions. Looking at this student's writing sample, we can see that this student is not at all efficient in letter-sound correspondence. For example, looking at number 10, the student wrote Han for the word shine. This shows how the student does not know how to correspond letters to their sound. The green writing is the correct spellings. Here you can see how he partially had the correct spellings based on the sounds he heard for some of the words, specifically at the beginning and the end of the words. Looking at this student's writing samples, we can see that he has a difficult time expressing his ideas to create full sentences. He also code switches between English and Spanish several times when he is unsure what to write. In the top right example, the student draws pictures at the end of his sentences to express what he is trying to write.
Exploratory action plan. Graphic organizers. Since the student has trouble writing sentences and putting his thoughts on paper, graphic organizers would be a good idea for this student. A graphic organizer will help the student to organize his thoughts clearly and may help him in developing sentences. If at first it is still difficult for him to write his thoughts in the graphic organizer, the student may draw his thoughts in the organizer. This can later help him in developing his sentences. In a journal article written by Emmanuel Uba, he states, "Graphics act as a catalyst to comprehension of literary text as they help to stimulate ESL learners' interest in the text. With the use of graphics in the classroom, the lesson becomes more interactive. Classroom interaction is known to helping learners to build confidence as they navigate and negotiate the learning process." In the organizer on the left, this organizer would be good for this student to draw his thoughts in. Once the student is able to express his thoughts through drawing on the first flower graphic organizer, he can then move on to an organizer like the one pictured on the right. The few lines on each petal will help the student to develop a sentence without appearing overwhelming to the student. Sentence starters. Another strategy for helping the student develop sentences is to provide him with sentence starters. Sentence starters help the student to get their thoughts flowing and give them a little head start in developing their sentence. Since the student is very low, the sentence starters would be extremely simple so he does not feel overwhelmed. Some examples of sentence starters are pictured to the right. They are, I like, I feel, I went to the, it makes me happy when, I do not like. Sight word flipbook. In an article written by Elizabeth Mulvihill, she states, sight words are words like come, does, or who that don't follow the rules of spelling or the 6-syllable types. These words have to be memorized because decoding them is really difficult. Students are taught to memorize sight words as a whole, by sight, so that they can recognize them immediately and read them without having to use decoding skills. Sight words are important, and since the student cannot recognize sight words as quickly as he should, creating a sight word flipbook will help him practice memorizing them. Also, a sight word flipbook will be a physical resource and tool that he can use when writing sentences because they are also used as vocabulary words. Learning about letter-sound correspondence using flashcards. Since the student has difficulty with letter-sound correspondence, using flashcards can benefit him. These flashcards will have pictures on them so that the student can see what words have specific letter sounds in them and make real-life connections. When using these flashcards, the student will be able to say the sound the letter makes out loud as well as say the word. To the right is an example of a flashcard. The student can say the letter, sound it out, and say the word that the picture represents.